You are listening to episode 19 of the Wealthy Happy Soul podcast, Abundance. Welcome to the Wealthy Happy Soul podcast, a show for high achievers who are ready to start enjoying the life they've worked so hard to create. Join me, your host and certified life coach, Dr. Tangi, to learn how to start infusing the dedication you have for your career into living a truly fulfilling life. If you're ready to finally gain the happiness your soul has been longing for, this podcast is for you. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm so happy you are here and that we all made it to the other side of 2020. I was just sitting here, just taking it easy, and I was just thinking about this really amazing thing that happened to me over the past week, really. And I'll just start from the beginning. So a few weeks ago, I was in Medellin, Colombia. I was visiting my brother. And while I was there, my worst nightmare happened. What happened was I dropped my brand new bottle of Jo Malone cologne on his concrete floor, and it shattered all over the place. I love that cologne. Jo Malone makes my favorite fragrance in honeysuckle, and I had had it years ago and it had gotten discontinued. And this year I was at the mall on my birthday and I got so excited because I saw that they had started making it again. And my bestie that was with me at the time treated me to a brand new bottle of Jo Malone and honeysuckle for my birthday gift. So I was ecstatic. And fast forward 3 months later and splat, just like that. And then I was very sad. And a part of me knew I could just go buy another bottle, but there was another part of me feeling very sentimental about that particular bottle because it was a gift. So lo and behold, when I got back home to the States, I go and I check my mail. And I open up my mailbox, and what do I see in my mailbox? But none other than a box from Jo Malone. It was so crazy. So I open it up and I find a brand spanking new bottle of cologne from another dear friend of mine who lives out in LA. And I hadn't even unpacked my suitcase yet. I was floored. So I call my friend immediately and I tell her what happened in Colombia. And she tells me that when she was deciding what to send me for Christmas, she just kept remembering a conversation that she and I had had when I was launching my podcast. And I remember this conversation because I was deciding what I was going to give away on my podcast for reviews. And I remember telling her how much I loved Jo Malone cologne and I wanted to give my listeners all the things that I loved. I was feeling very Oprah-esque and I wanted to give bottles of Jo Malone away as part of my podcast giveaway. But then I decided on the gift cards instead because I understand that everybody doesn't like fragrance. And from that conversation, she decided to get me a bottle of Jo Malone as my Christmas gift. And it really was the most magical thing. And it got me thinking about the topic of abundance and how abundant the world is and my own journey through abundance and how abundant my own life has become over the past few years. So I thought it would be really fun to share with you some of the lessons that I have been privileged to live through over the years. And the first lesson I want to share with you is the world is abundant. You just have to train yourself to see it. And I want to tell you that life will always show you exactly what you're looking for. So if you're looking for the world to be this scarce, scary place, then that's what's going to be reflected back to you. And unfortunately, many of us have been trained to look at life through a lens that's skewed towards scarcity and negativity. And a few years back, once again, I was floored when I tested this theory out for myself after a friend of mine suggested that I play a little game with the universe. And what happened was she suggested that I ask the universe to show me a blue butterfly and then just kind of forget about it and write down the actual day that I saw it. So I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then 3 days later, as I was scrolling through Facebook, there it was staring me in the face on somebody's random party invite that I didn't even know. And so to me, that was really fascinating. So what I decided to do was just try that experiment over and over and over and over again. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. So the next thing I started doing was I lived in Arizona at the time, right? So Arizona is pretty much brown desert. It's like brown and orange and there's speckles of colors here and there. But as I was driving, I would be like, okay, I would just think of all these colors that I knew weren't in the landscape. So I would be like, okay, show me orange. Well, not orange because the desert, but like I would like, show me purple or show me yellow or show me blue. And the more I played this game with myself, the more I would see those things immediately when I asked my brain to show them to me. And so then I was like, okay, fine. Colors are probably easy. So I started asking for things that like I knew I wouldn't see in the United States. So one of my things was show me a hippopotamus. And then I saw a hippopotamus. Then I was like, okay, show me an antelope. And then I would see an antelope. So like it didn't matter what I was asking to be shown. As soon as I asked to be shown what I was asking for, within the week, I would see it, like no matter how rare it was. So that's when I learned the lesson that the world is abundant, but you do kind of have to train yourself to see it, to look for it, and to ask the world to show it to you. And so the second thing I've learned over the past few years about abundance is that abundance is highly intertwined with giving. Also, the best way to honor and acknowledge your own abundance is to give. So don't tell yourself that you don't have anything to give to somebody else because you do. And even the homeless man on the street has something to give. We all have something to give. And the more you allow yourself to be closed off to giving of the things, of the time, of everything that you've already been blessed with, the more you are energetically setting in stone the amount of abundance that you will allow yourself to receive in your life. So I like to think of abundance as a river. And there's a point where water flows in, and there's also a point where it's supposed to flow out. However, if you build a dam and the water can no longer flow in, you cut off an infinite source that is supposed to actually flow through you instead of being blocked off by scarcity and greed. And the third thing I want to share with you is that in order to sustain abundance, you have to go deep to weed out scarcity beliefs. And we all have them. And to me, scarcity beliefs are kind of like weeds in a garden that take over the whole garden, because weeds, they're able to grow really fast and they have these really deep root systems. So they compete with all of the pretty flowers that we actually want to see and enjoy with our eyes. And so it is with scarcity beliefs as well, whether it's scarcity beliefs around time or money or men or women or clients, friends, love, attention, whatever it is, you have to do preventive landscaping of your mind. Because scarcity weeds, just like real weeds, are opportunistic and they will infiltrate the garden of your mind and completely take over, even though it's not your intention. And nobody wants a garden full of weeds. So how is it that you can do this preventive landscaping of your mind? You do this with decision and practice, and working with a coach like me who can help you spot a scarcity weed from a mile away. Because as Wayne Dyer says, abundance is not something we acquire, it is something that we tune into. And in order to tune in, you have to shift your energy and the way that you've been taught to think about things in your entire life for your entire life. This is some of the deepest work you will ever do. And I'm here to help you navigate through it if you're ready. See you next week. Hey, want to learn exactly how to overcome all the obstacles that are keeping you from having both success and happiness? Well, sign up for the Wealthy Happy Soul Project so that you can begin creating the life you really want to live. And this is perfect for you if you don't want to waste another year swimming in indecision while watching other people just get over themselves and do the things that you have been dreaming about. There are so many people, even during a worldwide pandemic, who have started their business anyway, who have doubled their income anyway, and who have switched careers anyway. Isn't it your turn? Go to drtangi.com, click on the yellow course button, and sign up now. Thank you for listening to the Wealthy Happy Soul podcast. If you want to dive deeper into alignment and start cultivating your inner wealth, head on over to drtangi.com.